idea. No, don't send me notifications. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask to see if this is actually working. Oh, can someone please check to see if my stream went live using a new app and not sure how to tell. Okay, kind of just gonna wait on a confirmation. New app, can't tell. Would be on YouTube. Okay. So kind of just hanging out, waiting for anything to show up. Ugh. Super annoying at the moment because I would love to be able to stream for you guys a bit just to show you kind of how my team's doing. Rank 57. Gonna go for Mayor's House first. Hoping for some can drops. Oh, okay, so it is showing. It's coming up right now. That's awesome. I think. I'm up. Now I can't tell, to be honest. Okay, yep. Perfect. I still don't have Kenny. Okay, cool. So we are live. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? New streaming app. Not sure how good it is. So, hoping this is going to work for you guys. You guys are a little delayed, I think, by about 30 seconds. But hopefully I can show you guys kind of how my attack team has been working this war. Lots of hard matchups so far. I'm hoping we can make our way into the top 16 area. Top 10 is kind of reaching for it. And I say that just because there's a bunch of tough teams out there. I've already made my milestones before I went to sleep last night. I hit them. You don't get to choose Kenny. Kenny chooses if you're worthy enough to see his light. Yeah, I'm not that blessed apparently. Hello, Ivan. Oh, tuning in from Brazil. That's really cool. Very cool that you speak English as well, because I only speak English, and I wish I could speak another language or two. So, just saying this again, I'm a little sick right now, so sorry for, advancement. Sorry for the coughing in advance. Feel free, as I kind of go through my matches, to ask me questions and stuff. I would love to be able to tell you kind of a bit about how I decide who I attack and why I attack certain people. I feel like a lot of it is about knowing not only what my tunes can do, but especially what the opponent's tunes can do. So unfortunately, that means it's a lot of knowledge, because being able to understand when active skills are likely to go off, assuming that they're maxed out, and what weapon choice people will likely choose. Right now, we're lucky we're in a transition period, so most people do not have 5-star weapons on a bunch of their teams unless they're, a top ranking faction. And we have been up against many of those, but hopefully I'll be able to keep pace. If you didn't have James, what would your attack team look like? That's a great question. It's a tough call because, for instance, Sean doesn't rush fast enough, so it would be difficult to work someone else in. I think Mr. Jones would actually be a decent tune to use, because he just has a lot of assets, in my opinion. Yeah, so Dr. Jones, I actually really like him as a tune. After all this is done, I guess I can show you guys kind of why I think that. So here, let's see, I'm going to have to rush Pete, and this will also confuse Dale and caused Raulito to go off, but I'm not exactly worried about that. Let's see. Hey, Link just popped in. Oh, hey, Man on the Moon. How's it going? Yeah, Rolito lead. If I don't kill Rolito team in about 3 turns, it's too slow, and I'll lose tunes almost no matter what. Like, I could use Glenn's active bleed recovery, but I find that I usually need it before then. With unsafe teams like this, I have high stun resist on my whole team, so I'm not exactly scared of attacking tunes that have a stun resist. It is a bit more difficult because you're taking a chance, but you have to take a chance. That's annoying. See, I was hoping that he wouldn't be blocked by absolute defense, but as we know, using basic attacks, you can be blocked, and I guess it's kind of fair because you're getting multiple attacks off. Here, I'm kind of just going to auto the end of it. Get back to Lockmoon. Oh, thanks for liking my channel. Oh, my exams. I had one exam yesterday, and I think it went pretty well. I have another one on Monday. I'm not as worried for that one, and I kind of wanted to war a bit, so getting stuff in right now. Yeah, so I'm not running a disarm tune because the only things that really stop my team are, stun and some taunt and stuff, but even Diego has a focus active skill, and I'm finding that my team's a lot slower if I run a disarm tune. So it's kind of like a give or take. Like, I could put in a disarm tune into my team, but I feel like I would be losing more than gaining. Like, I don't have Blue Michonne, for instance. So without Blue Michonne, I feel like it's difficult. Like, oh, let me see. I have Lily, but she doesn't hold up very well. She's died kind of a lot. And actually, no, my Cole is not a disarm Cole. At least not this one. My Cole here has 20% AP to self at the beginning of a match, and that gives him a chance to use his rush on the second turn if he's not AP drained. And the use of that is just so that I have a bit more control. So if my Diego does get AP drained and he can't rush right away, then I still have an opportunity to control the enemy a little bit before getting stuck, type of thing. Yeah, Harper, she would be a great tune to use. Fast rush, can defense as well as attack down, can stun. I think her active skill increases crit as well, so she's a tune I would really like to have. Right now I'm finding a lot of teams do have windows, and by windows I mean there's a safe tune to target where, I won't be stunned or impaired. As I mentioned before, right now it's a transition period, so not everyone has their set default weapons adjusted to 5-star yet. I feel like by the next war it'll be a little different, but for now I'm okay. Okay, let's see. So as you see, I've been kind of doing the same strategy the whole way through, and it works fairly well. I'm about to get taunted. Oh, okay, that was weird. I didn't get taunted. I expected to be taunted by Ty, unless I mixed up my turns, which I might have, because he taunts 3, I believe, and heals. So, not sure, but maybe he's just not maxed out or something. Anyway, this war match is right now going slower than what I want it to go. Multitasking is kind of hard, it seems. There's that active skill. And he's going to revive someone, Krista. Okay, so she didn't kill someone, which is kind of surprising. And we're going to see if we can take out... Yep. Oh, not my best match to show you guys to start, but at least it's something. I wish I had the tokens to get a pull. After this war, I should have 1 pull to make off the wheel, and I'm kind of excited for that. The only tune that I have, obviously, is Diego, so I'd be really interested if I could get Mike, for instance, because I think he would be a great tune to use on a oh my gosh, what do you call it? An onslaught. Sorry. And I messed that up. Let's see if I can recover. I could recover. See, I should have tried to rush on Pete to try and kill him right there. I got lucky, and sometimes luck is all you need. Kapoor I find kind of annoying, just he survives a lot. Thank you, Young Chao Lover, for the luck in my exams. I hope I do well. And at that, I'm destroyed, which isn't surprising. So, this wasn't me hitting very fast. I'm trying to watch chat while also war and talk about everything. I don't know if I need to come back or not. Let's see. I think we should be okay. Most of my squad is still up, but our one general's not hitting, so I'm wondering if he's AFK right now. Again, sorry for the coughing. I'm still sick. I know it's probably coming up really loud for you guys. Ugh. I don't know if I need a coin or not, because some of these guys from Camp A are still pretty high up there. May as well. I'm live streaming. You guys can watch me play a bit more. That's not a bad thing in my books. Okay. Oh, shoot. I didn't actually hit coin yet. Okay, so coming back up. And time to attack Zeta. Typical Pete team, probably. Okay, so open target right there. This next turn, I will want to use Priya on Pete, just so that he doesn't use his active healing. I kind of count on Krista using her healing, though, to be honest. And by counting on her doing that, it kind of opens up the field a bit more for me, because it's consistent. I wish Scopely would fix her active skill for the people who have her, because otherwise it's kind of easy to predict. And when things are easy to predict, they're easy to combat. So I look for patterns with what I'm doing. And it usually ends up working, which is nice. Someone died, but I think I should be okay. This should be a kill. Yeah. And reflect damage. So reflect damage mods are something that kills me a lot, to be honest, with my Priya as well as my James. So it's kind of annoying that way. But you can't just have a really good tune without having some downside to it. There has to be some balance. I can understand that I got Harper and she's second to none. Oh, I read that already. My bad, Man on the Moon, but still good point. I don't mind Pete rushing all the time, to be honest, here, because it just means he's not going to rush the next turn where he can actually revive someone. I'm going to try to take out Priya because I find her to be super annoying. She's just powerful. Kapoor is going to take a few hits, so going to start on Krista, who can actually do some serious damage. Let's see. And I misread that. I messed up because I didn't see that James got stunned, which is my bad. I'm going to let Kapoor go off because his rush gives him defense, but in the end, like, I'd rather him go off than Krista go off. I wish I had the tokens to get a pull. Are you choosing to claim Rotten Heads or War tokens this war? Okay, so what I actually do is all the Rotten Heads that I end up picking, I pick that up from milestone rewards, because if you take a look, I think it's 5 Rotten Heads. Oh, and right there, I messed up with my Diego. It's 5 Rotten Heads per token, like just the ratio of it. Sorry, 5 Rotten Heads per 10 War tokens. But then in the actual like rank rewards, well, at least for me, it's going to be something like, it's going to be about 200 war tokens per 50 heads. So if you look at the ratio of it, you end up getting 4 times the number if you go with war tokens in in rank milestones, in ranking. In milestones itself, it stays pretty consistent with it being a 2-to-1 ratio. So I keep my war tokens in their boxes, but I plan on using them for a pull. While for milestones, I use those for Rotten Heads, and you know what? I'm not in a huge rush to upgrade Kapoor. I don't find him to be that amazing anyway. He's tanky on defense, and he's kind of just for protection and to stall, but I don't find him to be a real threat. So he's not a priority in my head. I'd rather, maybe get a pull off the wheel like Pamela for a defensive lead would be really useful for me. I've showed you guys my defense before, and it's not great. I feel like with a Pamela lead, at least I could run a more cohesive team. Mike will be good for SR as well. Yes, he will. I think he would also be pretty cool to use on a bleed team itself, and Onslaught, of course. But for a bleed team, I think he would be awesome. He can do damage and he can apply bleed with his rush. He does multiple attacks. I can just see a lot of uses with Mike, and even as a counterpart to James. And I'm not sure how or why I just let Dr. Stevens go off. I should have recovered bleed with Glenn there instead of trying to attack with him, and I am definitely going to pay for that. So I actually want Dale to go off or not go off at all. I think I'm going to lose this one, and even at that, even though I haven't lost yet, this was kind of a waste of my time. I didn't manage my abilities well, and because of that, I'm paying for it. Like, I in a normal match, I would probably flee by now, just it's not worth my time, and see, I ended up losing it anyway. Which is kind of frustrating. I would have liked to get the kill, obviously. Looks like they have some towers. It's not even worth me trying to go for Armory because my Abraham is set up to attack 5-turn towers, not 4-turn. And thank you. I really hope I get better soon. I appreciate that. Yes, I can't wait for the next free S-Class character either. I've actually been saving up my gold bricks. So I have, I think, 245 or 255. I can't remember where I last had my count. But I was saving them because I could T4 James. But depending on this next character, it could be someone that helps me out immediately, and I might want to get them to tier 2 or tier 3, and at the expense of James being a tier 3 toon, which is still doing mad damage for me and really doing well. I'm not that worried about tier 4ing him. I don't have enough rings anyway to max him out, so it's all kind of just a waiting game for me. Ooh, one of my favorite underrated characters at the moment, I think, is Mr. Jones. I know people were bashing on him because, a lot of people got him free, and he wasn't, amazing. I'm really focusing on trying to get his rush up to at least get that bonus plus 75% defense, because his kit is actually really well put together, in my opinion. His rush, when I get it maxed out, it'll be 250% damage over 3 attacks. Give him a double attack weapon, and it's 3 to 6 attacks on his rush. Add in he's giving infection and crosshairs, and then also his confounding ability, which is actually really unique and useful. It's on a yellow Yumiko, and I can't remember if there's another 6-star that has it, but I just think he's really useful for really anyone to use, and he's very easy to use. His active skill being a daze is also very helpful, because so I've used it on Mia during Outlast, and it's super effective. So what I mean is that during the Outlast last phase for Mia, she can still use her active skill or her rush if she has it. So if I've already used Diego to impair, it doesn't always mean that I can prevent her from using her active skill. But with Mr. Jones, because he can daze 3 with his active skill, he's actually very useful to use even after Mia is in that stage of still kind of being alive but not really being alive. So it's just another way to control, and I think it also gives him more crit and maybe more AP. Don't quote me on that last part because I can't recall exactly. I'd need to look at his kit again. But I actually have him in use on one team, and the team's not bad. It's just my Diego team's so much better at the moment. I still think I could use that team in specific circumstances, but it isn't my go-to per se. And so still lost a toon, but easy kill. That's the way I wanted to do it the last time. One team left. I don't know if I want to end up using a whole tin for that. It's just I'm kind of getting low. I'm at 20. I'm down like 12 so far. I am going to go for Mayor's House in a second. Hopefully get a war can drop from that. Personally, I stun or taunt them. Yeah, stunning and taunt is very useful, but at the same time, with the new stun weapons coming out, that can, what's it called? It lets them focus as well. So I find that to be really annoying because I've seen it on a couple Petes, which makes it very difficult, in my opinion, to do anything to those Petes unless you outright kill them. Because when a toon is focused, they are not susceptible to taunt or confuse, and they can attack around human shields. So, for instance, it would make my Cole, less useful in total. And so they're still susceptible to like my Diego's Impair, but other than that, it's kind of a little frustrating. So we had the win there. I got MVP, so that's one war can, which is going to be helpful. Hey Bust, hey Jay. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate all the support right now. I'm basically going to stream until my phone begins to die. Just wanted to give you guys kind of a look at everything that I'm doing. These roadmaps for these leaves, I've barely been able to bother with them. I find them to be very annoying, and I don't know, that the time limit, for instance, on both the legendary as well as the epic is really annoying because you have 15 minutes to get through about 12 stages, and it has to be like only red toons, only green toons, only blue toons, only yellow toons on some stages. So it doesn't give you many options, especially if you're a free-to-play player and you don't have like as many options as some pay-to-play players. So I do okay, which just happens because I've been able to buy toons from the League store and stuff, or the Season store, and I've tried my best just to expand my roster size. Let's see. Do you know if gold bars into knives rewards will be back? It's not in my rewards house. Yes, Bus, they should be back, and if you're unsure, you can message support, and they should be able to tell you how many you have. It is kind of confusing that they don't have it actually in your inventory, like even in general or anything. It's not here, which I feel like it should be. Just watch whoever you want, DMAS. I'm streaming just to kind of show you how my attack team is working in action. It worked for me well. Like, I think my first war last night, I ended up getting over 10,000 points in it, so I hit my first 3 milestones here, like, right away. Yes, hello, everyone. I don't know if your name is Milan or Mylan, but hi there. Samurai, hi. Zero to Hero, hi Kapil. I watch both, they are both great. Thanks for watching, Bust. Yes, I am sick. Agreed, Mr. Jones is really useful with the infection, and he doesn't have headhunting, he has confounding, but close enough. So sad that new free-to-play S-Class is coming after war. Yeah, after war is kind of annoying, but I guess at the same time, you'll have 2 weeks to break him in before the next war. Let's see. We're going to hit here and this is a team that I have Mr. Jones in. It's not completely done, and I've been kind of toying with it because it works best, obviously, against teams with a lot of red toons. To get my Jessie to level up. Jessie. 1 gold bar for Jessie. I'm not exactly sure if... I think you mean Krista? Like, I'm really impatient to see who is best. Like, I can see Marlin being offensive and Frost being defensive. I can see that as well, and that's why I think I might go with Frost. Just because, like, my offensive team is doing pretty good at the moment, And although that offensive plus 200% is really nice, I really need some help on defense. Okay, so confuse, resist there. That's less common to see, but it does happen. We're going to rush here just because they'll give it early. Yeah, Scopely's not really used to giving things early, I find. It's kind of hard to tell when they will give things out. Okay, so wait. Here you're going to see this guy's rush. It's a little slow at the moment just because I haven't maxed it out. But I'm hoping to get some Liliths from War afterwards. Let's see. So Boboland actually has a pretty good team. Relito lead, I would usually go with my other team, but I just want to check out and see how this team will fare. Like, obviously the main issue here is Dr. Stevens rushing, but what causes Dr. Stevens to rush is Xander. So I might try to hit him first and see if I can confuse him. And I don't get the confuse. So Doc Stevens is going to be commanded. Let's see. So Relito's impaired. That's unfortunate, setting both of these off. Yeah, I'm not going to win this one, that's for sure. There's an AP drain there, but Pete is going to go off regardless. I want to stop Xander from going off because his rush will give 100% AP to Zach because Doc already has full AP. So does Pete, and then Relito is impaired. But actually, shoot, this is actually a non-choice because if I rush and kill Xander, Pete's going to bring him back anyway, and then he's going to rush as well. So I'm going to lose this. I guess I can try to stun, and it's not going to work, and that's kind of GG. So instead of watching the rest of that, now I'm going to run my normal team here. Oh, war's about to begin. I'll try to make this quick. Main attack team. So I don't care if Doc ends up going off right now because Xander can't command him, so he's just kind of wasting a turn in my opinion. Here, Diego attack and the rush, so defense down to everyone. Impair, I'm going to attack Dr. Stevens with James because of the trade advantage. It didn't collat, so that's kind of annoying because it would do a lot more damage if it did. Sometimes I would use Priya if her HP was higher on Zach so that he doesn't have a chance to stun someone. But sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's just how it goes. Priya rush on Pete. This time I used the active bleed recovery rush there. See, this way I can kind of save my tunes a bit more. Let's see. Yep, so there's the kill. Time to see where we are on this war count. 22 seconds, so good timing. I'm going to hit Mayor's house first. Agreed, Mr. Jones has been really useful with infection and headhunting. Read that. Cross fingers to see if they both decent like Krista and James. Yeah, I would like to see both of them decent that way. Krista and James were both kind of offensive, in my opinion. And if Frost and Marlon and Rosie are, well, one offensive and one defensive, for me, like, I'm going to go with the more defensive tune because I need defense. I know a lot of people are struggling on attack, so Marlon and Rosie might work in a bit better, especially if you're able to capture Diego. All good with James. Also, Mr. Jones did not decap, like Crosshairs on his rush is not active. Yes, so Crosshairs is on his rush only, and it's kind of annoying because the Crosshairs ends before the infection takes place. So even if the tune dies to infection, it doesn't mean that they're decapped. Okay, Glenn, okay, a stun weapon. Usually Glenn, I find, has an AP drain weapon, which I find to be more annoying. Here, I want to stop Gabe from potentially reviving someone with that active skill, so I stopped it. Attacking here. And this match should be over. Nice and quick and easy. The green and blue towers work perfectly for my team, and I'm really happy that we're able to usually get both of them now. I find my faction has gotten a lot better, at going after towers. Here, there's no real trade advantage going on except for on Jesus, so that's why I'm attacking with James last, because I'll have his rush, so I'll have 2 attacks to try and bring him down, even though he probably has an absolute defense weapon. And again, turn 3. Let's see. Peter's boss, I'm 1,500 away, then looking at getting Priya. I'm more than 1,500 away from getting Pete, and I'm kind of annoyed at myself for that, but at the same time I had to prioritize who I was going to get and why. So I knew that Priya was going to be game-changing for me, so I had to go with her. There was pretty much no choice on my side if I wanted to still compete, especially after my Diego lead. Okay, see ya, Captain Walker Slayer. Good for you on helping your dad out. I have a bunch of Christmas stuff here that still needs to go up. But that'll happen later. Let's see. On this one, I will probably still try to use James on his rush. Just because, unless Doc resisted, so a little annoying, but no one else is going to go off. So I'm still okay. Doc has the potential of going off next, so I'm going to attack here. Priya will get her rush after this, but I'm going to command her, rush with James, and I still have Priya to use. Let's see, I'll rush here first, see what goes on. So taunted, not taunted, so makes my decision easy on who to attack. That bleed, I'll use an active skill just to be a little more careful because I want to make sure that I get this kill in. And there we go. So if you saw, James actually got an attack boost, and that's what I meant in some of my other videos about running an attack up when impaired, because James gets impaired all the time. Like, all the time. So it's really useful on his rush, or even just on a normal attack, because it applies to the collateral 2 damage. So, okay, let's see. I'm gonna rush here. Dead. Rush. And rush. And maybe it'll kill Kapoor, maybe it won't. Dexterity can be annoying sometimes, just because it brings down the amount of damage that you do based on their... I think it's based on their AP, and then tenacity is also annoying. So in this case, this team here, Raven is the one I want to stop, because I won't be able to gain AP if she does does rush. Okay, so I was able to stun Doc. Even if I didn't stun him, it wouldn't be that bad. Here, I do want to daze Olivia, just because she can be really annoying with her slow active skill. Okay, all these shields. Okay, I gotta think. Dr. Stevens isn't going to go off, and I'm gonna have a trade advantage with James anyway. So I'm going to rush here, hopefully not get stunned. And yep, so did some damage. Safe target that I can gain some AP on. I forgot that Kapoor had his, what do you call it? Not his rush, his active skill. Olivia might slow in a second when the daze wears off. Active skill. And I'm going to leave that on auto for a second just to take a look. Does not expect you to be streaming. Sorry for bad English. Don't worry about bad English. It's all good. I still don't speak English great, and it's the only language that I know. Just happy that I'm able to attract a wide audience and hopefully help you guys out with kind of some ideas on team building, as well as when attacking who to go for. And I didn't expect myself to be streaming either. It was kind of just lucky in a sense, because the exam that I have on Monday isn't too difficult, and I've been preparing for it anyway, so this is kind of a good job to myself on being prepared, and I kind of wanted to show you guys what I've been up to, and this war I've been, doing pretty well, so it's always nice to kind of share when you're doing well. I like the double revive. Double revives are definitely useful. I don't run any revivers on my defensive team, and I probably should, but I don't find any of them to rush fast enough or be tanky enough, so it can be a little annoying. So the reason why I saved Priya is because Mercer's active skill is really annoying, and Gabe also has a very annoying active skill. Actually, there's just a lot of annoying active skills on this team in general. So we're going to see if we can take this team out right in this turn. I'll be a bit short. But I did enough damage that, let's see, Kapoor is not going to be able to use his active skill, which is helpful. James is a threat, but I'm going to use Cole because he can use defense down. Or sorry, attack down. There's Confuse applied. And now the team's dead. I have no idea what you said, Bust, but it's all good. We'll use a can. See if we can get the kill here. Attack, attack, attack. Like, my team really does depend on Diego. And today I decided that I was going to finally give Diego maxed out rings just because he's been a staple in my attack team and I need him to survive right now. He's a great leader toon. I really do recommend people to get him if they can because he really can just pull a team together in my opinion. Dr. Stevens. Attack. Dead. And auto. Is there any 5-star toons you would love to see become a legacy toon? Oh, to become a legacy toon, I would like to see all those gatherers and tutor toons honestly become legacy toons because their ability should definitely be upgraded. We saw how effective, oh my gosh, what's her name? How effective Pam just was, but they basically nerfed her ability again, which is a little annoying. But I would love to see Gatherer Glenn, Tutor Governor, Pam, just all of them become ascendables. I think they would be a great way to kind of grind in the game. So, you could end up using other methods of upgrading and leveling up your team. Because right now the only methods that we have is using a bunch of 2-star trainers, which doesn't really do much. And it's just frustrating in my opinion. Okay, 1 attack left on that guy. Nice job, Jason. Okay, I'm fairly happy with my score there. I could have been a bit cleaner and a bit faster, but still not doing bad. As you see right here, we have a lot of catching up to do. Oh, so Walker's has 3 losses at the moment. Biohazard has more. See, I feel like 2 and downwards for a bit. It's all pretty close in some ways, just based on win-loss stuff. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's really a big toss-up for me. From there to there, it's 260,000 points, which is 2, maybe 3 wars, depending on if they're coin wars and how long they go and all that. There's lots of good factions going in this, and I know that in the other 1A regions, it's really competitive as well. It feels like all the wars we have right now are kind of like WOC, so World War of Champions, because we have all these good factions in these regions and we're battling them every other weekend. Okay, time to open a few crates that I have. I've been kind of opening them as I go. I'm not a big hoarder because I can usually use what I get almost right away. I find everything in here to be pretty useful now. I would like to get more trainers out of it, so more Lilies and Ulysses, but I'm not that lucky. I would also like more blue keys. So just going to do a pull here. No 5 stars, all 4 stars, that's fine. Got some weapons. Hi, Suicide? At least Victory got banned. Yes, I am glad to see I'm not just going to point out victory here. I'm going to say I don't condone any type of cheating. I don't really like cheaters. I like knowing that people grinded or have used their own assets to kind of get where they are. As all of you know, I'm a free-to-play player. I've spent $5 on the game in total, and that was mostly to get a receipt so that if I ever got a new device and tried to transfer over my account and had problems, I would be able to recover it with ease. And I think it would just be annoying if I was unable to do that, and because they don't accept the Survivors Club free trial as a receipt anymore, I needed to have something just in case. These bags for me are always tempting for the torches, but I figure I'm always going to keep getting torches from milestones and stuff. So by just using that and kind of grinding through that the torch map as often as I can, I will eventually get where I'm going. I need 13 more torches, for instance, to be able to complete this one. 130 S-class items. I kind of like that I'm able to grind these out as I go. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I was actually going to make a video, but because I'm live streaming, I may as well say it now. I won the last raid event. I had something like 14,000 points, and it got me 1,000 cakes, and I was able to get my first Henyan. So I'm pretty excited for that. The other toon I'm trying to get right now is... where is he? Relito. So the reasoning for this... the reasoning for this is because Scopely's already done both, let's see, they've done Leopo and they've done Priya, wherever Priya is, and Priya. So they've done them for cakes so far, and I'm hoping that they're going to do Relito and Henyan next, because I will have both of them eventually. Well, I hope faster than eventually, but if I'm able to get them, then I'll be able to get 1,100 S-class items, and I'm going to use those in order to try and get S-class Arav. So what I like about Arav is that 700% damage, I believe, to a line, and he gains 100% AP. His specialist skill being follow-up, it basically means he can get off 3 rushes on turn 2, and he is just so good. I would love to have him. Yes, and I saw that Pete is up tomorrow for cake collection, which is annoying to me because I still don't have a Pete. As you see, I am, 2,560 keys away. Oh yeah. That's super annoying to me because it's I don't want to divert S-class item collection items towards the blue keys because those continue to come up in war chests. I think I've opened about, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, 10 of them, of the 20 keys already. And although it will take a while, they're just better toons. So it's tough for me to prioritize this because even once I get Pete, I will have to change his weapon drastically. I'll leave his specialist active skill. So sorry, the third spot on his weapon, I'll leave that the same, but upgrade the rest of it. Try to make it a 5-star weapon and then switch it over to the focus stun gun type of thing. But that's going to take a while as well. I'm saving for Priya. Now I have Pete, but saving for him really has set me back. Yeah, see, the thing is, he was the first one to come out, so he was nice and shiny. He was the first S-class toon other than James and Krista that Scopely kind of offered to players on a free-to-play basis. By him kind of being the trendsetter for S-class, it's hard not to kind of go for him at the start, especially when you're able to get so many of his items right off the bat, because, of course, his items were there from the beginning, right? So now with all these new toons coming out, it's difficult to know what toons to prioritize and just what's valuable. I knew for sure that Priya was going to be really useful for my team, even before I got Diego, because Her lead skill is great, plus 50% attack and a huge bonus to AP when attacking to all ranged teammates. Her daze on her weapon is a huge amount of control, super useful. Her rush is also very helpful to use because she can impair and confuse a line of enemies while applying 3 sets of damage, so 3 attacks. And even her active skill, when used at the correct moment, can be super useful. So if it's just Kapoor that's left, for instance, and he's just rushed, I can use Priya's active skill to get rid of that plus 80% defense before command rushing her. So to me, that's super important. And I saw afterwards that Pete actually has a stun weapon, so I was pretty lucky that I didn't get stunned. But sometimes luck is all you need. Guardian shields are pretty annoying, but it shouldn't be a huge issue. I'm rushing on the center toon, even though he has a stun weapon, because if he gets a critical hit, I'm able to apply more damage all the way around. Let me see. I'm going to attack here and then rush, just to ensure that I won't have an active skill going off. And easy kill at the end. Hey Amir, welcome to my live stream, guys. For anyone who's new and tuning in, thank you again for the support. I hope you guys will find this stream interesting. Again, I am still sick. I feel like I've been sick forever now, and it's kind of getting annoying for me too. You'll notice that I will always end up autoing through the defensive team's animation, and it just makes me go a bit faster. I'm in your CRW bracket. I hope we can match. Yeah, for sure. What faction are you in? As most of you know, I'm in Twilight Princess, and I'm happy to be back in my normal faction. Even though I'm kind of caught up in exams, I wanted to take some time to live stream and kind of show you guys my attack, and show you guys also how fast I die in cross-regional war, because my defense is not very good. But thankfully, we're focusing on attack right now. So there are other toons, obviously, that you can work into this type of team that work just as well, if not better. 12% HP to all toons in a line. That's interesting. Julie's going to go off unless I can stun her, or unless I can stun Nick, which I was able to do. So that's helpful. Let's see. I actually want to save James's rush here because primarily yellow teammates, so he's going to do a lot more damage. Right there, you see, he almost took out the last 4 toons. And on his rush, he was able to take out the rest of them. So it's kind of identifying who you're attacking, because if, like on this type of team here, I would probably save Priya's rush because it needs a bit more control, this team. And she has the trade advantage, which is huge. So I have to try and take out Xander because he was not impaired, same as Pete. So because he was not impaired and neither was Pete, I didn't want Xander to have Pete going off and then have Guardian Shields and extra HP. So it's kind of just about identifying who you're attacking. This team is fairly offensive. Let's see. We're going to kill this team by the next turn. Yep. Already subbed. Yep, thank you for subbing. I really appreciate it, guys. Feel free to ask me questions as I go again, like whether it's about my team or about your teams or about toons. And see, this match I messed up. I didn't see that he had a stun weapon, and most of my team is now stunned. I'm not going to waste my time on it. I should just come back around. It took me too long to make a decision anyway. That's unfortunate, but I will know for the next time. See, I always find that interesting. Right here, this Eric has an attack weapon, but he's a very defensive toon. So stuff like that doesn't always make sense to me. I'm sure whoever made the team kind of has an idea of what they want to do and why they want to do it. I just personally wouldn't make the same decision based on how different toons function. Okay, And we're going to go back around. Attacking here. I can't remember. Okay, nope, we're good. Very red team, so I'm going to be using Priya's Rush. Well, making sure I have Priya's Rush. I like attacking with James first because he kind of clears the field a bit. Or he blows up. That too. I'm going to get rid of Zach for sure. Just I find Zach to be really annoying. He's able to recover all penalties, AP drain, maim damage, active stun, just a lot of things that I don't want to deal with. I love using Cole. He offers me a ton of control. And I definitely would not be attacking as well as I am without him. 44 seconds on it. Going to try and take Mayors. Oh, appears that I am dead actually. Now, okay, so we have a few people here. We have a lot more HP, so I don't have to coin this one. I'm pretty sure the rest of my squad will be able to handle it, so this is my bad defense team. Garrett, just to kind of add in a bit of uncertainty, AP when taking damage. I don't really have a great tune to use to head this team, like for green and reds. What I want is off of the wheel. Let's see. Here, war tokens. Pamela would be a great lead for that type of team, in my opinion. No AP, but HP and defense to strong and alert tunes. Her rush is fast. The taunt is useful. Elusive is also useful. The plus 60% defense. Active skill, I actually find to be useful for recovering impair because if someone runs a Diego type team like me, it's defense down and impair. So if she's able to recover from that impair, that just gives me a few more options where I don't have to run impair resist. Her weapon, I like this stun when being attacked weapon. It just means I could make potentially a windowless team, but I would have to take out James for that or upgrade his weapon to, I'd have to upgrade his weapon to be a 5-star weapon. I want to reset this, but I'm going to do it after war. I want to get that extra 2% on attack. I don't know if I'm going to continue to use this specific weapon as a 5-star on attack in the future, but it depends on mods. So like if I get a platinum mod of crit chance, I will probably use a different weapon other than this one with crit. There is actually a cricket bat that has splash on it. That's a 4-star weapon that I would love to have. I know some people who have the weapon and it is just awesome. It is amazing. I can only imagine the amount of damage that he could do because it would proc separately than his collateral damage. So 80% damage to other teammates and then the 100% from his collateral too. Just gives a lot of options. I still have Sean modded over here and I'm going to use him still in Onslaught against primarily yellow teams. The type of Onslaught team that I would like to use would be, hold on, let me just make the team actually. Probably still use Lily, Sean. Where is he? Potentially Abraham, because plus 40% attack and plus 36% crit. Because I don't want my team to rush. I only want them to use basic attacks. And then I would supplement this with James. And if I ever got Mike would go here as well. Because it would just be a lot of just flat out damage. So this weapon for Sean, as you see, his attack gets quite high. Crit weapon so she can disarm. And then here, I would probably run this. A defensive weapon, but better chance to defense down when attacking, because if I attacked with him early on, then I could apply more damage, say with James, and because the defense down would actually cause the collateral 2 damage to be higher, so the splash, it could be an interesting combination to use. I guess I'll save that team for now. What would you put on the bat? Well, the bat has splash on it, 15% crit and 15% attack. I think I think I would have to put crit on it. Like at least 30% crit on it, along with the splash, and then AP. Because if I didn't get a platinum mod for crit chance, well, I would kind of be stuck where James is not getting that collateral damage. And I think that would be worse, in my opinion. And if need be, when I upgrade, like when the bat or the cricket bat is upgraded to a 5-star weapon, I could always just add just attack to the fourth position instead of going for one of the new special stats. But that would kind of be up to my judgment, and I could always reset it at any time and still have a crit, the huge, and the splash. Thank you, Slayer Kid. I appreciate that, but I'm definitely not the best. I am an okay player. I do better than my pay grade. We'll put it at that. As you guys saw, I had the 20% power come up on my phone, so once I hit 10% power, I will be logging off and probably going back to studying, just because I still do have some exams coming up. And unfortunately, I am much better at The Walking Dead than I am at biotechnology. Again, sorry for the coughing. I'm annoyed with it probably as much as you guys are, if not more so. Just kind of running through roadmaps, waiting for the war match to end. We do need to pick up the speed a little bit when we war, but I feel like that's most factions. There's always room to improve on attacking. I'm definitely going to be team building some more with my faction mates. I know a couple of them have kind of replicated the team that I'm using, but say they might be using Xander instead of Glenn, for instance. So I think the next video I'm going to do for my channel, it will either be on applying AP gain, and I don't mean like AP on attack, but AP on defense, but how to manipulate like Doc's rush or Michelle's active skill to know where AP is going, so AP manipulation. I'm sure you're okay at biotech too. Thanks, Slarf, Paul. Flu season hasn't been kind to me either. Feel better and good luck with your studies. Thanks, GBZ. I appreciate that. I feel like everyone's kind of getting sick right about now. And for me, I would just say it's because of the changing weather. And for those of you who are in school, well, when you're in school, everyone is carrying something different. And as soon as you're exposed to it, then you're kind of stuck. I'm just glad it's nothing too bad. And I'm like not not able to do anything, I guess. Yes, Xander is actually a really cool tune. I'm actually thinking about redoing his weapon, which is kind of annoying because I got it kind of perfect for defense, but I want to change a huge bonus to AP when taking damage to a huge bonus on attack, just because I think I have a better way to manipulate his rush, because by being able to give one teammate 100% AP, and with AP gain, as I mentioned, actually predictable, because you can anticipate where the AP goes, and I'll explain that in a video in the future, you can actually leverage a lot of these abilities. I know that a lot of people who have Dr. Stevens, for instance, still are not exactly sure how to make sure that his 60% AP to two other tunes goes to the tunes that they want. And I would love to kind of explain this to everyone, because once you know it, if anyone has Dr. Stevens, you could potentially make a turn to attack team, like very easily. Just, you really need to have a defense down tune or an attack up tune, like Alice, for instance. Alice and Diego are two great examples to use. And then another damage tune, really. Amber I've seen to be an absolute beast with Dr. Stevens. Same with S-Class Arav. There's just a lot of different options. And let's see what my faction's saying. Kill, kill, kill. Okay, so people are enjoying themselves for this war, and I'm glad they are because I have to study soon. I never thought about that. That is something to think about. Yep, for sure. So, AP games, when you're able to predict them, in a way, you could potentially get a tune to rush back to back. So, if you're able to manipulate AP, like with Xander, for instance, where all your tunes are ready to rush, you rush Priya first and then rush Xander, then the 100% AP should go to Priya. I'm pretty sure it can't go to Xander himself, but then again, I haven't been able to test that. I can't remember if it says to a teammate or to anyone. GBZ, yeah, it took me some time to figure it out, but now I get Priya and Krista rushes full turn too. Yeah. So getting those two rushes is great. I would try to get a defense down or attack up first to rush, and then use either Priya or Krista after that, because you know you're running a command tune with Dr. Stevens, so you'd be able to command them anyway. But the same could be said for a defense down tune, depending on who they are. I saw a team recently that wasn't utilizing Dr. Stevens the way that I think he should be, and with the method that I saw, Doc's AP was sometimes going to Xander and Dr. Stevens, which isn't useful for a turn to attack. But with easy AP manipulation, there are many ways in order to cripple a defensive team just by smart play. And I get it. Like, you don't know what you don't know, and it's all about learning. So I look forward to bringing that type of video to you. I also think I'm going to bring a video maybe on follow-up. I actually have a list of different videos I want to make that kind of break down different abilities, because I feel like some people just don't have a complete understanding of them or how they can actually leverage them. And there are many, many ways to leverage abilities. Like, something I just found out kind of through war is a useful way to manipulate Pain Split, especially when it's on L, for instance, so on Bide tunes. So the way that I want to manipulate how Pain Split works with L, because with L, it's very predictable. So Pain Split, it works by the tune kind of linking up to another tune that has the most amount of HP, and that way it splits the damage. And that's why L ends up usually going off with Bide, because once you reach the 2,000 damage threshold, then 3,000 damage is reflected back unless you kill the tune. So if you are able to manipulate who she Pain Splits with, then it becomes a very easy match, in my opinion, with taking her down. Well, easy in comparison. So yeah, just a couple of things, food for thought type of thing. If there's any type of video that you guys want to see, feel free to mention it and comment. I can't promise that I'll always get to it right away, because I have a full list of different videos and kind of what I find relevant and also what I can get film on. So if any of you want to contribute some film, feel free to reach out to me online at Linkassist with a period at the end, because I would love to see different film. Like, I look at film a lot, and I'm able to make both suggestions as well as see different ways that people battle, because everyone has a different type of style. Yeah, I used to wreck Carl when he'd Pain Split with Erica. Tyrese Rush would do trait damage and decap both. Exactly. So what I'm thinking of, because because you can predict where the Pain Split goes and how it works, I will sometimes force L to Pain Split with a red tune, for instance, or another yellow tune, and then attack that tune with either Priya or James, because the trait damage is ×2. So even if they have trait resist mods, you still have a fairly decent chance at bringing them down because of the amount of power that you have. So Tyrese Rush to do trait damage and decap both. I don't have a decap character that can work that way, but I still do have, as I mentioned, Priya and James. Other people might have Amber. They might have Mike. There's a lot of, or Krista even. So the type of combination I need to make sure I use, though, I need to make sure my team either has attack up or has defense down the enemy before doing that rush, because even with the additional trait damage, in war, many players have that plus 20% defense bonus if they're not the general, which means you have to do a lot more damage in order to actually bring them down. So this is that French squad whose name I cannot pronounce. I know the last part is tsunami. The first part, Zenthia, maybe? No idea really. Let's see. So they have some decent hitters here. One guy passed the last milestone. 2 guys passed the last milestone. 3. So Cloud seems... Oh, Rio and Cloud. Let's see, Rio. S15 plus. Okay, so he stays in Diamond. And Cloud, S14 plus. Usually stays in Diamond or High Platinum. So this is sometimes useful beforehand to kind of scout out kind of like the league that they're in and how many points someone has. So it kind of gives you an idea of how fast they hit. Hey, Invisinerd. How's it going? How's war going? Okay. I don't expect to win this war. They're ranked 13 and I think we're 19 or 20. 19, so we're going to do our best. So you see here, one of my teammates, has an X beside their name. So we put an X up if we're low on cans, so then the rest of our teammates kind of know what's going on. So that kind of tells me that if I have the opportunity to, so if I'm still alive, I should can. And I'm at 10%. Going to get in this last war, and then I'll have to sign off, guys, because my phone is running out of power, and I need to charge it, as well as I need to study. Okay, let's have a good war. Let's hope it goes well. So starting out with Abe. So recently I did a video on modding my attack and defense team, and I got rid of about 25 different teams that I had and ended up reducing the number. And it actually set me up for using my Rocket Abe at the beginning without actually having to set him by attacking someone in a scouting. So it's actually making me get towers faster, and I wouldn't have found that out if I didn't reset everything. We're surviving. Yeah, surviving. I feel that. It's hard to survive, isn't it, Invisinerd? My camp ends up blowing up like every single war. At least that's how it feels. And thank you. Just an easy way to communicate with everyone else, because sometimes communication kind of just gets lost. Not because people aren't trying, but just there's a lot of information going around. As you guys will see from my style, I don't always center in on one specific toon. I really try to use that trait advantage. By using the trait advantage, I find I do more damage overall, and it makes for faster raids. I know people kind of like finishing off a toon right away, but sometimes you don't have that option. Doc active skill, but he can't be commanded anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Everyone's impaired, which is good. Attack there, attack here, and I'm just gonna leave it on auto because I think Priya should be able to do enough damage to take everyone out, as long as there's no reflex, so we're good. She ended up pain splitting with Cole anyway, so it kind of helps because, okay, so this I can just auto, but it kind of helps that she pain splits with Cole sometimes because it's less likely that she's going to die. So even on reflect damage, unless the damage is super high, then it would kill both Cole and Priya, and that would be unfortunate, but a lot of the times it has also saved me. This type of team, you'd assume it to be pretty solid, but I find it kind of weak only because there's no commander. So with there being no command, as long as there's no impair resist, I'm going to do pretty good. But as you see, I impaired everyone. Attack here, attack there. And on this next turn, even with the additional HP, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a done deal. And yeah. So as you see, my Priya also crits a lot. And that's just because I have a crit. I think I have a crit damage set on her, but I can't remember. I know I at least have crit chance and a crit damage mod. Okay, this was pretty lucky right here, but sometimes you just need a bit of luck. Okay, and that part wasn't luck. So here, gonna have to rush here. attack here, and that'll be game over because she won't be able to use her active skill or rush. Going to try. Okay, this team is kind of annoying. So this is the type of team that I would actually need to have a disarm toon on. And I would probably try running that infection team that I showed you earlier. And right there, I didn't pay attention, and I ended up losing out on a turn and an attack. This team I find annoying. Payback is always annoying for my attack teams because I rely upon these types of toons that do multiple attacks, and you can't predict where the attacks are going to go. So that's actually lucky. I would rather have my Priya die off of Reflect, because now she didn't trigger Payback on anyone else. If she triggered Payback, it would probably destroy my whole team. So in a way, that was actually really useful. And it's a weird way to think about it, but sometimes you have to look at the bright side of things. I don't think I'm going to win this, so I'm going to flee for now when I come back to this team. So if I get around to it again, because I might be dead by then, I'll have to try my infection team out to see how it plays out. This team, I like seeing that a lot of players have tried to integrate Xander into their defensive teams. I find that he's quite useful. And this is unfortunate. Priya's going to rush. Even with 10,000 attack, I'm not going to be able to do enough damage. She's going to rush right now. May as well see. Yeah, see, only about half. Priya's going to wreck at least 2 toons. Okay, that was kind of lucky. She didn't wreck that many toons, but it still does not leave me in a good position. Rushing here. I want to bring Douglas down because his active skill would go off. This was not a good attack. And I am definitely paying for it right now. Yeah, that's over. Thank you. I will definitely have fun studying. Not really, but I have to do it. Going to keep trying to make an attack team from your videos. Feel free to line me if you want, and I can try to help you out with some attack teams. I end up looking over quite a few different rosters, actually, and I don't mind. So we're not doing that badly, actually. We're still behind by like 8,000 points. But health bar-wise, at least I know we're not too far behind. Rio, I'm curious to know what you're attacking with. I'm wondering if it's an auto bleed team. I see your Ralito, so I know a lot of people use that type of team with Dr. Stevens and maybe Leopold for control. The answer. Okay, so you were in War of Champions. Let's see. Okay, S-Class Arav. I'm going to guess you have a turn 2 attack team, which is Camilla lead, S-Class Arav, Doc Stevens. Command Maggie is ideal, and say Diego, because with that type of team, you're able to rush 3 times on the second turn. So, yeah. I'm going to sign off now, guys. My phone is definitely dying. So, okay, I will type it in here for you guys. So you can just copy and paste this line ID. It actually highlights my name, which is kind of funny. But just remember the period at the end, and you'll be good to go. Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. Feel free to reach out to me. Let me know how war is going. You guys now have my line ID. I should include that at the bottom of my YouTube videos, but I sometimes forget to. So, yep, signing off now.